over for you, Pete. Get over and help Baldy put up that canvas.
Sure, boss. I'll be with him right away.
Are you sure you feel all right?
Yeah, but I guess I'm getting a little old.
Tim! Hey, Tim! Tim, where are you? Hey, Tim! Tim! Hey, read this! Oh, Tim! Tim! Hey, Tim, where are you?
All right, always here. What's the idea of the midnight ride?
War's declared. Read that.
Spain declares war on United States.
Are we really at war?
Well, that's what it says there.
Why?
Well, it seems that Cuba got tired of living under foreign rule, sort of like we did back in 1775. Well, I guess that puts us on their side, all right.
Hey, listen to this. Teddy Roosevelt has just resigned as Undersecretary of the Navy.
But that's no time for him to quit, just when his country's going to war.
What? Teddy wouldn't quit. He never walked out on a fight in his life.
Teddy, huh? You sound like you know him real well.
I do. I served under him once. I was his right-hand man. Said so himself.
Say, Pete's right, Tim. Look at that. It says, Teddy Roosevelt is organizing the 1st U.S. Volunteer Cavalry Regiment into a group he's going to call the Rough Riders.
That's Teddy, old boy. Say, he's gonna need me in that outfit.
Pete, don't you think you're a little old for that?
Old? Are you joking? Why, I never felt better in my life. Boss, I'm quitting. I'm gonna join up. Fight for my country. You'll have to get somebody to take my place around here for a while.
I admire your patriotism, Pete, and if that's what you want, I'm all for it.
It says Colonel Roosevelt is assembling his troops at Port Pampa.
That's where I'm heading.
Well, so are we, Pete. Why don't you stay with us until we get there? That way, I can break in a new boss canvas man to take your place.
It would also give you a chance to get into a little better shape.
What makes you think I ain't in shape?
The fact that your chest is slipped down to your stomach.
Well, I always keep a little extra weight here in case of a sudden sickness. But you're right. Teddy's a bug on physical fitness. And I'd better get myself in real good shape, or he might not let me join up.
I'll help you train, Pete.
Good.
Well, let's get the canvas up. That'll be a good way to start, huh?
All right, old Teddy and his Rough Riders, and old dogs, we'll run through like... I'm flowing reveille. It's the way they wake you up in the Army.
But we're not in the Army.
But I need the practice.
Practice? At 5 in the morning? Pete, we worked late last night.
That ain't no excuse to be lying around in bed. Teddy used to say the early morning air was good for you.
I don't care what's good for you. These people are entitled to their sleep.
But we got to get in condition. What if we was attacked?
And just blow reveille for the enemy. That'll scare them to death.
Stand sharp there, men. Tense shut. That's better.
Oh, stow it.
Company dismissed. I never saw such people. You try to help them and they don't even appreciate it.
Well, if you teach me to be a soldier, I'd appreciate it.
You would? Good. First, we'll do some road work. Nothing like road work to get you in condition.
Sure.
But let me know when you get tired.
Yes, sir.
Let's start. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. On the double. Hard. You better rest a minute, soldier.
You don't have to stop for me. I'm not tired.
You better rest anyhow, Corky. No use in overtraining.
Tell me about the time when you served under Colonel Teddy. What kind of war was that?
It wasn't a war. It was tougher than a war because we didn't know who our enemy was. It happened when Teddy bought a cattle ranch in Dakota. He found the country swarming with rustlers and outlaws, and the local lawmen couldn't do anything about it, so he organized a bunch of boys, and we ran every outlaw and bad man out of the territory.
Was there much shooting?
Huh. Outlaws and rustlers bit the dust every time we tangled with them.
How many did you get?
6,
Gee.
maybe even 8.
Do you suppose I could join the Rough Riders with you?
You're a little young, don't you think?
Well, you and Teddy are such good friends. Maybe if you asked him.
Well, they do have drummer boys in the Army.
Well, I can't play a drum.
I can teach you. Let's get back. Get started.
On the double?
No. We'll walk.
what's going on.
Pete's trying to do 200 push-ups.
Yeah, now you made me lose count.
Good, then maybe you'll have enough strength left to fix the cook stove. Remember, General, a circus as well as an army moves on its stomach.
I see you're practicing to be a musician, huh?
Drummer boy.
Oh, but what's the occasion?
I'm gonna go in the army.
Oh, you don't think you're a little small to be in the army?
Pete says in the army, drummer boys can be small.
Oh, I'm gonna miss you. We'll all miss you.
Well, don't worry. I'll be back soon. Pete and Teddy are gonna get this war over in a jiffy.
Oh, well, that's real convenient. You gonna take Bimbo with you?
Bimbo? Who ever heard of an elephant going to war?
Didn't you ever hear of Hannibal?
Hannibal, Missouri?
Not Hannibal, Missouri. Hannibal, the Carthaginian general. Why, in 200 B.C., he took elephants plumb over the Swiss Alps and defeated the Roman legions.
He did?
Yeah.
Gee. Bimbo, attention!
So long, Leroy. Goodbye, Blondie. Adios, Steve. Goodbye, Pete. Denver, adios. Red, take care of yourself.
Pete, Nellie Jones knitted these for you. Keep
Yeah?
your feet warm.
Good old Nellie. Ain't she sweet?
And Mrs. Bedolio knitted this for you. I think it's a sweater.
Well, ain't it nice? But it's hot in Cuba.
Well, maybe the nights will be cold.
Yeah.
Bye, Uncle Joy. Bye, Mr. Champion. I'm ready, Sir Pete.
Well, you jumped the gun, soldier. I can't take you today. You see, I've got to make arrangements with the Colonel Teddy.
But how long will that take?
Well, it shouldn't take too long. As I told you, he's a man of action.
Pete, don't you think you should explain to Corky that even a man with your vast influence might have some trouble getting a little boy in the army?
Not with Pete and Teddy being such good friends.
Well, fellas, I better be going.
How will I know what Teddy says?
Well, Corky, I'll find out a way to let you know. Now, you stay here and be a good boy, and you'll hear from me. Bye-bye.
Corky, I think maybe you ought to get used to the idea that maybe Pete can't get you into the army.
But Pete said that...
I know what Pete said, but the important thing is, what's Colonel Roosevelt going to say? I can guess.
Well, let's guess then.
All right. I think that Colonel Roosevelt will say, tell Corky I admire his spirit and his patriotism, but I think he ought to wait a little while.
But they won't need me then.
Well, we'll take care of that when it comes. You see, Corky, the important thing to enjoying life is to live it day by day. Now, today you're a little boy. Oh, that's a wonderful thing, being a little boy. Enjoy it. Don't try and grow up all at once, huh?
You know, Bimbo, Uncle Joe knows so much about so many things, we can't expect him to understand everything. So we'll go and listen now before he actually says not to. And then when Pete and Teddy and us have won the war, he won't have a chance to get mad.
But I insist you take this warning seriously, Colonel. We have definite information that a third power will take advantage of the war with Spain to try to assassinate certain prominent people.
You flatter me, Captain Stanford. But I'm far too unimportant to be the object of a political assassination.
We think otherwise, sir. There are people who would like to see you out of the way.
Well, now, I can't argue with you there. But I refuse to have bodyguards assigned to me. I'd feel like a blasted fool. Who would they protect me from? My own men?
Perhaps.
Captain Stanford, are you insinuating...
I'm not insinuating anything, Colonel. I am suggesting a possibility. Remember, your men are irregulars.
Captain Stanford, you've used that word before. You make it sound as though being an irregular was something unpleasant. Let me tell you something, sir. My Rough Riders are the finest body of men in America.
That may be so, sir, but by regular Army standards, they lack both discipline and soldierly appearance.
They lack soldierly appearance, Captain Stanford, because the Quartermaster Corps of the irregular Army has fouled things up again. We still don't have enough uniforms. Hi, fellas. Halt. State your business. I'm a friend of the colonel's.
Yeah?
Yeah, you better put those guns away before you hurt yourselves. I'm in a hurry.
Sergeant, arrest that man. Use caution, Sergeant. The man may be armed and dangerous. Colonel, an incident just occurred which may emphasize the seriousness of the warning I gave you.
What sort of an incident, Captain?
A man tried to gain entrance to the camp by claiming acquaintance with you. When the sentries barred his entrance with their carbines, he knocked their heads together, rendering them unconscious, and made his way into the compound.
What a man.
Obviously, this man is potentially dangerous, but I have him under arrest.
Well, let me have a look at this fellow. What sort of reception is this?
Bring the prisoner this way.
Everybody around here is acting like a bunch of squirrel heads.
Teddy!
Pete! You old horse thief!
Pete, it's bully to see you.
Like old times, huh? Remember when you had me arrested in Dakota? Told them I was a horse thief? What a joke, huh?
Yeah, it took 12 men to do it. It only took 8 today. You must be slipping, Pete. Captain Stanford, you mentioned an incident that you thought might prove your point. I rather think it proves mine, that you're seeing substance in shadows.
Very well, Colonel. However, I wish to call your attention to the fact that this man entered the camp in a manner calculated to place him under suspicion.
I understand, Captain. Highly irregular. On the other hand, we're not chasing cattle thieves now, you know. You can't go around knocking rough riders over the head.
Well, how'd I know there was rough riders? They wasn't on horses.
You fail to recognize them as soldiers because our friends in the regular army are too busy with other things to send us enough uniforms.
Will that be all, Colonel?
That's all, Captain. Now, tell me, Pete. What are you doing here?
I came to enlist in your outfit.
Well, I'm sorry, Pete.
What's the matter? Don't you think I'm in good enough shape?
You're better than any 2 men in the regiment, and I've got the best bunch of men in America.
Well, then what is the matter?
The roster's full. We've got all the men Congress will allow.
But you won't have to train me, Teddy. Want to see me drill myself? Attention, Pete.
I'm sorry, Pete. There's a waiting list now a mile long. Tell you what, we're having maneuvers this afternoon. Would you like to see them as my guest?
Well, thanks, Teddy, but I better get on back to my pals at the circus.
Oh, you're with the circus? Well, bully for you. You know, in troubled times, people need a lot of entertainment. You stay with the circus. It's great for morale.
I'm the boss canvas man.
Oh?
Well, I was the boss canvas man.
Oh, Tim, I'm going to take a little ride over there to the Rough Rider camp.
Hello, Joey. How about some coffee?
No, thanks.
Any sign of Corky yet?
No, he and Bimbo are both gone. But I've got a sneaking suspicion if I go over that Rough Rider camp, I just might locate him.
You know, I think I'll go along with you. I want to set up a date for the circus to entertain the soldiers.
Oh, that'll be swell. It'll be a good surprise for old Pete, too.
What are you going to do with our drummer boy when you catch him? Throw him in the guard, huh?
No, I don't think so. When a kid runs away to seek adventure, well, that shows he has imagination, and that's good. And if he can't figure out for himself that home is the best place for him to be, I can't teach it to him.
You know something, Joey? For a clown, you're a pretty smart guy.
My Uncle Joey says the most hurry, the less fees. We've been hunting so long for a shortcut, Bimbo, I'm lost. Well, if you know the way, find it.
He's unarmed. Let's do it quietly.
Hi, fellas. Gosh, I'm glad I took the shortcut.
Yeah, well, who are you and what do you want?
Don't worry about me. I'm no spy. The colonel told me all about the maneuvers. You men out scouting in front?
You guessed it, friend. So you know the colonel, huh?
You bet. He's a friend of mine.
I guess it's all right if he stays with us then.
Sure. Any friend of the Colonel's is a friend of ours. You'd like to see what's going on?
Yeah.
All right, come up and take a look over this rock.
Take off your hat. Don't let them see you.
Quit your worrying. Nobody'll see me.
You're so right.
Who's that?
Some fool who blundered into us.
Told us he's a friend of the Colonel's.
Where is the Colonel? I thought you said we could get a shot at him from here.
Colonel's going to observe maneuvers from across the county road. He'll have his back to us. We should be able to get close enough to make certain.
The troops are already on the move, and we'll have to cross open country. It's too big a chance.
I'm paying you enough to take that chance.
Captain Stanford, as a regular armed man, I know you have a very small regard for my volunteers. But it takes more than a snappy salute to make a good soldier, Captain. It takes spirit.
Yes, sir.
I've invited you along to see an example of that spirit in action. Have a look.
There. Well, let's get much closer.
Leave the horses here.
What's that? That's Pete's horse. I wonder if he's around here. Pete? Pete! What's that? You wait here, Bimbo. Pete, what are you doing here, Pete? Is this the way they do it in the army? You want me to untie you?
What do you think of them?
They're excellent horsemen, sir.
And just as effective on foot.
We gotta get closer.
What's wrong?
I got ambushed, Corky.
Where you going?
Get some help. Colonel Teddy's in danger.
That was Pete.
Pete! Hey, Pete! Pete! Hey, Pete! Pete! Hey, Pete!
Hey, Pete. Wait up. What's the matter, Pete?
They're gonna kill Teddy.
Who? Where?
No time, let's go!
You, take the other guy. You and me will take care of the Colonel, okay? When those troopers open fire, that'll be our chance. And their noise will cover the sound of our shots.
have the orders to fire and move. Are those some of your men, Colonel?
Well, you should recognize one of them. Let's see what it's all about.
It looks as though Uncle Joey and Tim have joined the army, too.
Stanford, it's quite obvious that I owe you an apology.
Thank you, Colonel.
And to you, Pete, I owe a great deal more. I shall never forget. And your idea, gentlemen, of putting on a show for my boys is deeply appreciated. I'll make the arrangements. But it could never be a better show than the one you just put on.
Colonel Teddy? Colonel Teddy? Did Pete tell you about me being a drummer boy?
So you want to be a drummer boy, do you?
Yes, sir.
Can you drum?
Good and loud, sir.
Bully for you. Can you obey orders?
Yes, sir.
All right, then you stay with the circus until I send for you.
Yes, sir.